a man who happens to be a Latin king, is moving through life on his own terms, not under orders or representing anything official, just doing what he's used to doing to get by, making his money quietly and keeping his circle tight, sticking to familiar faces and routines that feel safe, because in his mind trust has already been built and nothing seems out of place. And over time that comfort turns into routine, and that routine is what lowers his guard, because when things feel normal you stop questioning them. And that's exactly where the setup begins. One of the people he trusts, someone he's dealt with before, is actually an undercover informant, and without realizing it, he walks into a situation that was already being built around him, turning a regular transaction into the moment everything changes. He's taken to the precinct thinking he just got caught slipping, but then federal agents step in and shift everything, sitting him down and offering him a choice: face the full weight of the charges or cooperate and possibly walk away. And under pressure, thinking about his freedom and everything he stands to lose, he decides to work with them. From there they start building with him, showing him faces and targets, many of them from his own circle, and once he agrees, they send him right back out like nothing ever happened. No public arrest, no sign he was ever picked up. And that's where the real play begins, because now he's back in the mix earning trust, while quietly working with them, until he lines up a situation. He really doesn't want to do this, but he already made his choice, and at this point, he has already decided it's in his best interest to follow through with that choice, rather than to stand strong and wear the consequences of his actions. He sets up a situation where he sells a few firearms to another member. That member trusts him and has no reason to think anything suspicious. They know one another and have been in several situations throughout the years. But little does anyone know, he will be reporting it back to his handlers, setting up a sting that leads to that individual getting locked up. No one suspects foul play. Exchanges like this are common and not out of place, so there really isn't any cause for suspicion. But this is where everything gets complicated, because the person who gets arrested knows something isn't right and believes he was set up. And who else could it be other than the man who sold him the weapon? But when it comes down to paperwork, there's no name, just confidential witness. No identity, no direct proof. And that creates a problem, because on the outside people demand paperwork before they believe accusations. So when the informant gets confronted, he denies everything and leans on the fact that there's no paperwork tying him to anything, which flips the pressure onto the accuser, now being told that calling someone a snitch without proof can come with consequences. Meanwhile, the one who cooperated continues moving freely, protected by that lack of visible evidence, while the one sitting in jail is stuck trying to prove something he knows happened, but can't show. And that's where the real conflict lives, in that gap between truth and proof, showing how situations like this can play out where everything points one way, but without a name on paper. The reality stays buried in a gray area that people refuse to accept. Like and subscribe for more True Street content, and be sure to check out our YouTube channel, Lion Tribe Universal.